time. But since we've been chatting about what's COVID proof and not, let's welcome on board Saugata Gupta, the MD and CEO at Marico, and try and understand where their business is headed and how they're holding up amidst the lockdown with regards to the pandemic. Saugata, good morning. Good to have you on the show. What's been your understanding of the lockdown? Because, as our channel checks are indicating, we understand that the partially factories have also kick-started, and when it comes to Marico, what really is the status? How much of the partial activity has already started with regards to your factories, and how much normalization has already taken place and transpired?
So I think things have started improving. I think we started the first week of the lockdown. Obviously, there was a lot of, local permission that needs to be taken. I think a lot of advisories and clarifications from the central government and the Ministry of Home Affairs came, and things have started streamlining. I think most of our factories are open. However, with reduced labor, I think there are obviously issues on labor, and supply chain still is getting settled in. Having said that, I think things are improving, and we believe that at least as and when things pan out, and especially the places which are not impacted, things will come back into some kind of a normalcy. But that will be again depending on category to category. We see significant changes that are going to happen in terms of both shopping habits and consumption habits as we go into a post-COVID situation throughout the next financial year.
Right. Saugata, what exactly has been the status on ground when it comes to demand supply? Because nearly 20 to 25% of your total basket is under essentials, but a large part of it is outside the periphery. Hair oils and other categories are semi-essential goods.
So as I said, that obviously the some of the part which is the food part, and there is enough demand, but there are supply chain issues. We believe things are slowly coming back. I think consumers want to consume items which are essential, food and groceries. Obviously, which are something which is a premium part of the portfolio, which is discretionary, something which is of course a significantly lower part of our portfolio, which is a male grooming or a skincare part. There would be obviously reduced consumption as we go. Having said that, I think we are starting to explore some participation in the health and hygiene. We have just launched a sanitizer. Some part of it is, of course, we are using it for giving it to the community and some of the Suraksha stores. But we have started also selling in a limited quantity, and we will also just wetting our feet in the health and hygiene segment. And I believe also in some of the new areas in food, I think there would be opportunities. I see a significant change in the consumption basket of consumers in a post-COVID world. So there will be obviously certain part of the portfolio which will be challenged, and there are opportunities to be tapped in some other part of the portfolio.
Saugata, hi there, morning. Now there is a view that post-COVID as well, we will see a change in consumer behavior. Naturally, we will see luxury take a back seat, and necessity is where we'll see the migration. What's your understanding as to how we could see consumer behavior now adapting to the new normal and changing?
So a couple of things. I think there will be a significant movement into staples, health and hygiene, immunity, items of daily consumption. There'll be also a shift to safety into known brands, and therefore I believe leader brands is likely to take pole position and gain market share, especially those who have strong distribution and strong equity. A significant shift from out-of-home consumption to in-home consumption. So therefore, even things like you consume, whether it's ready to eat, ready to cook at home. I see obviously people consuming far more on even one of the things that happened during COVID, people with comorbidities or certain conditions like diabetes and other things, people were more affected by COVID. So I think people will take health and hygiene far more seriously. I see far less spending in things like eating out, entertainment, travel, home improvement, autos. So these are the sectors which are likely to get impacted consumption. And I think there will be a significant opportunity at bottom of pyramid and down trading, because obviously disposable income could be challenged in the immediate quarters post-COVID. So I think pricing and providing value to the consumer is extremely important.
You know, we are seeing, Shaugato, a lot of companies now talking about rationalizing their costs, controlling their expenditure. So how will Marico find a balance, you know, on that side in order to protect the ratios which shareholders look at, and on the other side as well, you know, to protect jobs, ensure that we don't really see signs or create unemployment?
So I think fortunately for us in this sector, I believe there will be a significant, once things normalize, the recovery will be quite significant. And also this sector also is reasonably low capex, reasonably with cash. So I don't think that will be a issue. Having said that, I think we have been extremely aggressive in terms of cutting all expenditure, which is nice to do. Also because of COVID, there are things like travel and other things. Obviously, there are savings in that. Looking at any innovation which we believe is in the discretionary segment to push those innovations. I think as a company, we are here to protect all jobs and also support all our extended third party, including our suppliers, our distributors, our CNFA, and therefore we are committed to ensuring that support continues. And I believe that is important to us for the long-term sustainability of the country and long-term sustainability of the organization. So I think there is a balance, and for our sector, I don't think it is too difficult. And I believe things like what we have cut down, anything which is an out-of-home advertising, some part of A&P, some of the things like we spend in trade, like visibility, we have cut down on travel, and there are enough opportunities for cost rationalization in this kind of a segment so that we ensure that there is no loss of jobs. And there is also, we continue to support some of the third party ecosystem in terms of ensuring we pay them on time, and therefore their cash situation and their working capital is protected.
Right. Also, Shaugat, I wanted to understand, currently, would you really be in cash preservation mode, or would you be in cash spending mode? And, are you really looking at creating more visibility for your brands, because this is the time when you can sort of eat into others when it comes to market share?
I believe if you just make availability, a big thrust area, I think market share is protected. We are obviously conserving A&P significantly, especially in the discretionary part of the portfolio, and a lot of spends which are, as I said, which are basically demand generation, which is dependent on, visibility, merchandising, and other things. So we are conserving significant cash in this quarter. We hope if things, as and when things normalize, we should have the, ammunition to spend and gain market share.
Sure. But, given that it's still partial lockdown, even when it comes to some of the essential services, what really has been your experience while procuring raw materials, packaging materials, plastic bottles, etc.? Is the availability currently frequent, or are you facing some challenges there?
So I think ramping up to 100% will take time. Having said that, I think we are looking at wherever there are issues to have alternate sourcing. Fortunately for us, not much is imported, so therefore there are no significant international supply chains which have, which tend to get disrupted far more. A lot of it is locally procured, and so we are more or less okay. But having said that, to get back into 100% kind of a thing, it will take some time after the lockdown gets relaxed. So that ramp up will be gradual, because obviously just not raw material, it's a question of supply chain, trucks, logistics, availability. Both gets to go hand in hand. In any case, we will continue to maintain social distancing and strict controls in our factory, and therefore we will have to work with a lower percentage of people and rotating those people as and when things also open up fully.
And finally, Saugata, what do you think shareholders should now expect from Marico and from the FMCG industry down the line in the next 6 months, 2 years, and even, the long term for the next 5 years or so?
Yes, I think FMCG is a category which is based on economic growth. It is based on increasing penetration, and I think there could be some short-term hiccups, but I don't think there is anything concerning to this industry. Obviously, there would be some shifts in consumption. I believe market leaders with distribution, strong brands, and who have shown agility and resilience in these times will emerge actually stronger. There could be a situation where a lot of fringe players who have immediate working capital and other concerns, weaker brand equities, inability to invest in automation and digital and new ways of doing work, they might suffer in the short term. I think the opportunities are huge, and therefore, in a lot of categories, you will see a V-shaped recovery. In some categories, obviously, there would be a longer road to recovery, and there could be some permanent shifts in consumption with respect to either consumption or shopping basket, because the way you also do shopping, and whether in terms of channel choice or in terms of category choice, those changes will be a little more permanent. But as far as the FMCG sector is concerned, yes, there could be hiccups in the immediate term, but I see a significant recovery of at least the players who are market leaders and also players with strong brands, strong distribution, and strong balance sheets. I don't see any significant concern at all.
Thanks so much for taking time out and joining in, giving us a better understanding of how operations are shaping up with that partial lockdown being lifted for the company, what the outlook is as well for the FMCG sector. That's the word from the management of Marico. Meantime, the markets, by the way, we've come up rather drastically. Pharma is in the red.